Hey, everybody, welcome back to FSP, Forex Stock Predictions. Hope you are all having a fantastic weekend. Today is Sunday, the 10th of July, and that means it is time for our weekly roundup. This is when I go over all this past week's previous trades and positions. I show you the wins, I show you the losses, and all the messiness and craziness that happens in between. All right, so if you want to see it, let's get into it. All right, so our first trade, yes, was the falling wedge on the DAX, the 40, on the DAX 40. We were on the daily time frame. We were looking at divergence across this histogram, and this was our pattern right here. And I was saying we were waiting for a break above the top of this pattern before a retrace right down to the bottom, and that is where we would have entered. Now, as you can see, this has still not played out. Reason is because we can just extend these lines right here, and look what happens. It sort of becomes a falling. It's no longer a wedge. It's definitely no longer a wedge. We can extend these lines of support and resistance out, and this just becomes a channel. So now we have a descending channel. And as this is on the daily time frame, although we are still not in a wedge formation, we still are in a channel formation. We still do have divergence across the histogram, right? We do have price respecting and bouncing between these levels of support, levels of resistance. So do we have a breakout right now, or can we do something like this? You see, this is my issue with trend lines, very subjective. We can say, okay, now we're at the top of this trend line because we have had previous taps. So can we expect the price to bounce from this area and carry on going down? Or we can chop off the wicks, just like I did there, and we can say, no, we've broken out of it. It's a sure thing. Let's buy. You see, this is why I have to wait for a clear break and a clear retest. So although this is no longer a falling wedge pattern, I'm still looking at it, and I would want to see a break, a clear break from all these previous points of these extremities, right? Because if we put the lines at the top of the wicks, that's the extremities of price. We know that there is strong movement when price hits those regions. So it is the daily time frame. It is going to take a long time to play out. So on that note, this trade is now cancelled until further notice. Right, moving on to the next one. We had Netflix on the 1 hour. We had an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Let's see what happened. Now, price did indeed break above this blue neck zone and headed towards target beautifully. But if you would have entered on this neck zone, right, because we saw the left shoulder, we saw the head, and we saw the right shoulder, and I was saying let's wait for a break and close above the neck zone. Yes, which we got, and then enter on the retrace. Now, when we would have entered, look what happened. We would have gotten stopped out, depending where you would have placed your stop, right? Now, if you would have placed your stop a little bit more tightly, you would have definitely been liquidated. So it all depends on you guys back testing these various patterns for yourselves, coming up with a safe place to put your stop, right, for these various patterns, and trading the same way every time. Now, I was absolutely stopped out. You can see my wick, the wick of these candles came right through my stop loss and stopped me out, only to then go in the opposite direction and pass my target, which was right here. So all good. These things happen. So we have one trade that is officially cancelled until further notice, and we have one loss. Let's move on. This is on the FTSE, the UK 100. We had a double top in the 4 hour. What I was waiting for is price to break below this neckline, close below it, and then wait for a retrace, which we got. We entered upon the retrace, and we can see price passed my target to go further and gave us a risk to reward of nearly 1 to 5. Yes, so if you had a previous loss, right, let's say you follow the 1% rule of trading, which you should never risk more than 1%. Okay, let's just say, for example, we've had one loss so far, so that is -1, but let's say we've had a win here, right, which is 1 to, let's be conservative, let's be conservative. Let's say we aim for at least a 1, 2, 3. That means we are still in the positive by 2%. So we're in the green. So all good. And guys, please remember this all depends on where you place your stops and where you place your targets. Okay. And we can see for this one, the target was perfectly aligned with previous support right down here. And this gave us an awesome 1 to 5. Okay. So we have a winner. Fantastic. Let's move on. The next trade was Apple in the 1 hour time frame. We had a triple bottom. And as we can see, this one played out absolutely beautifully. I was saying, let's wait for a break and close above the neckline. Here was our 3 bottoms, 1, 2, 3. And then we were going to enter on the retrace. We did enter on the retrace. The price did not come lower than this descending trend line right here. We had a lot of space, right, for us to go into drawdown, and fortunately we went all the way up past the target, up to again a risk to reward of 1 to 4, which was another fantastic winner. So let's be conservative. Let's say we aimed for a 1 to 3. That's another 3%. Do you see how we would be in the green for this week? Right? It doesn't even matter about the losses. So this is another win. Fantastic. Let's jump into the next one. We had a double bottom on AUD USD on the 4 hour time frame. Now this one I posted on the 6th of July. We were waiting for a break and close above this neckline. We still haven't gotten it, right? Price has been struggling to get back up to this neckline. So is this still a double bottom? Can it still be classified as one? Well, I'm not sure. Could we say that this is a triple bottom? Could we say that this area right here is its own double bottom, right? Because we could do something like this. We could say, well, there's our neckline right there, and we've had our 2 bottoms, right? We've had price close above it. We've had our retrace. Perhaps we could be looking at something like this. Give me a moment while I sort this risk to reward position image out, right? Could we be looking at something like this? It is very possible. It is very, very possible. However, I did not treat this area as a double bottom. For those of you that caught this, it could be a great opportunity to catch a move back up to the neckline of this larger pattern or structure. However, as for now, because price has been, let's get it back, because price has been slowly meandering in this area right here, and we haven't seen an impulsive break, boom, up. I'm going to say that this trade is officially cancelled until further notice. All right, let's move on. We had a... Right, it seems that TradingView has changed my chart around. Right, this was a potential double bottom on the DAX in the 4 hour. I will show you where I was looking. This was going to be one bottom here, and I was looking. Yes, I posted this position around this area right here, and I was waiting for price to come back down. Now this came quite a bit lower, so this is no longer a double bottom, because look at the difference even in height on the chart between the one bottom and the second bottom. That is, in my eyes, no way a double bottom. Although we still do have this interesting neckline right here, because it is resistance, right? And we can clearly see that. I mean, look at the wicks. We can see selling. Boom. We can see selling right here, right? Currently, we're in it right here. This is an area of resistance for sure. And we can see that clearly even more, because if we just push this chart back left, we can see it was support, 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 flipped, resistance, resistance. So we don't know if price is going to be carrying on going down. And remember, on the daily time frame, we're looking at this as a channel. You see, so it's always good to go into the shorter time frames and do your analysis top down before you jump into anything. Just make sure what you are seeing is being supported on major time frames, as well as a little bit of a shorter time frame, right? We do have divergence very clearly. So although we are making lower lows, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, we do have divergence playing out, right? which shows us that the sellers are weakening out, and at some point the bulls could come to take control. So we might see that channel break on the daily time frame, wait for a retest before we can jump in and go long. All right, and then the last one we had, okay, so this trade no longer valid, cancelled until further notice. Right, our last trade of the week was gold. Gold. We had a 4-hour flag forming, and what I was waiting for was price to impulsively close below this area right here, this yellow zone, which is the very most tip of the flagpole, right? Right here. I wanted one candle to come down, close below before I would enter on the retrace. Now we haven't gotten that. As you can see, we had a wick through it, and we had quite a messy candle break, right? So because of that, this trade has definitely not done what I was waiting for. So we have not entered into anything. Let's see what it is doing right now, though. Right, this is a Sunday. The markets are closed, but let's see if we can find a pattern of sorts. Right, this could be a potential double bottom. Right, we can see one bottom, we can see two bottoms. So now we might be going from a 4-hour flag, bear flag, into a potential 4-hour double bottom on gold. Is it possible? It is always possible. We do not know what the markets are going to be doing. Right, we can only trade with our strategy and our edge, and trade what the charts show us. So although this is messy because of all the wicks and the liquidity on either side, right, we could look for maybe a break and retest of either one of these sides, or we could see the market just trend and bounce between these areas of support and resistance over the next few days. It's not for me to say, no, this is definitely going to happen. I only trade what the charts present us. So this trade, this 4-hour bear flag, turned into a messy sort of double bottom, yada, yada, yada. Cancelled until further notice. It's definitely not a bear flag anymore, though. That is for certain. So guys, if you want to see the exact analysis that we did on every single one of these trades, you can visit our website. We have a complete breakdown. You can see the YouTube videos that are attached to every prediction from this past week. There are other predictions as well that do not have videos attached from our other fabulous traders that post their thoughts and their analysis. So please remember to check that out. If you haven't already, please hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment in the comment section. It's been an awesome week trading. This is going to be a standard thing. Every weekend, you will receive our weekly roundup. We will go over every single trade that we did record, so you guys can see how they have played out if you happen to miss the video, and if you watch the video but you actually wanted to see the result. So feel free to check it out. It's a lot of fun. Guys, I am the Vortex Trader. You can follow me on TradingView if you wish. And you can follow us, Forex-Stock-Predictions, on Facebook and LinkedIn. We are on all the social medias. Feel free to come and give us a follow. And on that note, I am going to be bidding you all a fantastic rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Sunday. The markets will be open tomorrow for the second week of July. Let's see if we can catch some fantastic moves. And until then, have a good day. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Thanks for watching.